Number 2, Jesus invested 30 years in mentorship. 30 years in mentorship and 3 years practical, doing the work of the ministry. 3.5 years he did it. So I want to ask you this question. Who is training you for your future that you are dreaming about? Who's the one that's mentoring you? Who's the one that is taking care of your dreams? That's a big question right there. I mean, I do mentorship and I see how people just are not interested in that. The businessmen, the CEOs of companies, they are mentoring their family, their staff, maybe every day, or they can. But there's open door policies, yet people don't choose not to build that relationship with their mentors or with the CEOs or with the spiritual fathers, whatever arena you are in. If Jesus invested 30 years in mentorship for 3.5 years of ministry, the question is, and I want you to think about that, who's going to mentor you in 2022? Who's that person? And you need mentors. The Bible says this. He says we have one father, we have many mentors. All right? You've got one spiritual father, you've got many mentors. That's what the book of Corinthians, 1 Corinthians speaks about. So, who's the mentor in your life? You need a mentor in business. You need a mentor in spiritual things. You need a mentor in your marriage. You need a mentor in relationships. You need mentors all over. Very important that we understand the principle of discipleship. You know, you can't go in life without discipleship. You are discipled and you are a mentor to other people. If Jesus did discipleship, then I'm not above him. If Jesus did mentorship, I'm not above him. I submit to his process. I submit to his lifestyle that he implemented. Because that is, at the end of the day, the model of the kingdom is mentorship. So Jesus trained for 30 years. And then in this training, he did one thing that stood out for me. He asked questions relentlessly. Relentless questions. The most important thing you can ever do in your life, ever. And I want to say it's like there with prayer and the word, is to ask questions. Ask questions. I always tell my staff, ask questions. I've done so many Zoom meetings in 2 years, it's just not funny. And every time I would say, is there any questions? And people just become quiet because they never thought about questions. They don't think about questions. They have no desire to grow. And here's the thing about questions. And I want to challenge you on this. In your morning when you do your devotions, hopefully you do that, and you spend time with the Father before you get into the work. Here's the most important thing, besides your prayer. Write down 10 questions you want answered. Every day. Write down 10 questions in your secret place. And you say, what questions? Anything. Anything you want to know. The more you ask, eventually you'll find the right question. But you can start off with silly questions, ridiculous questions. I've seen this, practical. You'll ask questions, and eventually you get to, oh, that's the right question. That's the question I actually wanted to answer. That's the direction I wanted for my life. So in the secret place, this is your assignment. I want you to write down every day 10 questions you want answered to get your peace and to get direction for you. So those of you here, I see there's a lot of our people here online. But let me give you 3 questions that I thought about this morning. Okay? So if I was working in a company today and I'm a salesperson or whatever, I would have asked the following question. When last did I contacted my clients? When was the last time I contacted my clients over the past 3 years? Because that's a very big thing. Think about it. You know, we always just on the new clients. Where is the new clients? Get the new clients. Get the new clients. The last client that you signed up 3 years ago, when last did you contacted him? When last did you got a hold of him and find out how he or she is doing? The second question I would ask myself is, what is the proof? What is the proof? What is the results that I respect my clients? Where's the proof that I respect my clients? And then thirdly is, what is the easiest way? Those are the three questions I would ask myself. What is the easiest way to get communication to my clients and back? So if I was in the business world, those are the questions. In my private time this morning, I was thinking, if I was in a CEO's position or a sales manager or working for a company, I would have asked that following question. When was the last time I contacted my clients that I've had for 3 years? What is the proof that my clients respect me or I respect them? What is the proof on that? And then thirdly is, what's the easiest way to communicate to them and get information back? If you master questions, the ability to ask questions, listen to me, you can double your income in the next 12 months. Ask the right questions and you can double your income. Do you really think you have enough information to get to the future that you desire? Do you really think that? We don't. There are people that have achieved it already. I was thinking about this last night. Just let your mind run with me. There is place for each one of us in space, right? There's place for each one of us in space. Sky's the limit. We're going to go there someday. There's place for everyone. There's billions of stars, billions of galaxies and birds and everything, but there's still place for us in space. How do I get to space? You need to be an astronaut to get there. All right? So here's the thing. You can either drive a car, you can either be a pilot of an aircraft, or you can be an astronaut for space. You choose what life you want to live. What are you going to drive? Are you going to drive the car, you're going to fly the plane, or you're going to go to space and get that space shuttle up there? And don't live a mediocre life. There's nothing interesting about an average life. Nothing. Get out of the average. Get out of these things that's holding us like this and make place for you in space. But an astronaut has different training than a pilot. And a pilot has different training than a driver. A driver, we just go for our eyes, fingerprints, and drive around in a little parking lot and you get your license. A pilot has many hours to do, 40 hours. I remember when I went for my pilot's license, it was at that point 80,000 Rand to do my private license, the pilot's license. And I haven't done it. Let me just say that I haven't done it. I went for one lesson and I never went again because it's a lot of money. It's 80,000 Rand plus to go and do that. Something I'm still going to do before I die to get my pilot's license. But, it takes hours, it takes discipline, it takes effort to fly a plane. Think about an astronaut. How much hours and exercises and discipline he has to have to fly there. So to get to the top is not driving around in a parking lot. You have to make a change to say, I'm going to fly that space shuttle. And I'm going to do it. And people who want to go with me, we're going to do it. A team that wants to go to space. Let's all start practicing. Let's get to the top. Let's get to space because there's place in that space, not on the earth. So those are the things I was thinking about. Here's something that I want to give you. Refuse to mentor or teach people who don't admire you. All right? If they don't admire you and they don't respect you, you don't just refuse. Say, sorry, I'm not gonna take you on as a client. Because you have to invest in what you can get a good return from. You want to get a good return from. So I see here there's some husbands and wives on the call. So I'm not going to ask you to open your mics. But the husbands and wives this morning, when last did you ask your husband the following question? Because I'm speaking about questions. What do you like about me? What do you dislike about me? What is the 5 things I can do to make our relationship better? I hope you're writing down. I'm giving you questions. I'm helping you here. I'm mentoring you right now. And when last did you ask your wife, what can I do to make your life better? What do I do to dislike you, that you dislike? What is the 5 things you want me to do every day in our marriage? What is the things you want me to do when I get home? What makes you uncomfortable in our relationship? How can I make you happy? What do I do to excite you in my life? Marriage questions, things that will help you. Ask questions. Ask questions. Ask yourself the following question. What is inside of me? What is the gift inside of me that I'm not using to my full capacity? What opportunity have I ignored to learn? I can tell you right now, where I was 4 months ago, I was walking into a meeting with very influential people, and I walked out there and I was very discouraged in myself to say, I walked in there and I did not utilize the opportunity. I did not maximize the opportunity. I closed the door on that opportunity. And those are the questions I ask myself. It's like, what opportunity have I ignored? What is inside me that I haven't used? What opportunity have I ignored to change in my life? So, as I come to the year end, this is what I always do. I'm going to do it in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm taking inventory of my life, of what I have, because here's the thing, 2022, I want it to be a year of sowing of what I have. So I'm going into my Jubilee next year, so now I'm taking inventory of my life, inventory list of what I have, so that I know what to sow and how much I can sow. I believe that I can and will be the biggest sower. I want to be that. I want to be the person that can sow the homes and the cars and the money and the stuff. But I have to take inventory list of what I have in my life.